MHMR Center, Mayday Manufacturing, Winco Foods, Communities and Schools of North Texas, Emerald Title of Texas, Aldi's, DNS Community, or Civita, I'm pretty sure this one's Goodwill, CoServe, Juvenile Justice Department of Texas, Lightning Protection Bonded All Fabrication, Webb Industries, In-N-Out, Goodwill, AmeriCorps, and Mayday. I've already said that one. Mayday Manufacturing and High-Tech Metal Finishing. Those are all the places that I went to talk to today regarding jobs. Pretty much, my mom was like, hey, make some arrangements to go to this. And I was like, all right. At the time I'm recording this, today is April 4th, 2024. It's currently 2:28 p.m. And I pretty much just got out of a job fair. But pretty much, in my local civic center, I guess, a bunch of people who are hiring other people at entry-level job positions came up to the spot and were basically like, hey, we're going to tell you about our job and we can give you some more information online. That's what all this random papers, all this is for. All those names I just listed are all the people I talked to today regarding job positions in their company. So probably more time today, maybe some tomorrow. I'll be looking over those papers and seeing what job best fits me as hopefully a first job. I spent almost an hour in a building where people had tables and tents and little sections, pretty much like tables, fold-up tables, with stuff detailing what they do and what they're looking for, what they're hiring for, what positions they have available, just to get people to have jobs. And yeah, I spent almost an hour there. And it's not even all of the jobs that were there. There was a lot. I just listed all of them that I talked to. There was a lot more. Mainly, like, jobs that I know for a fact I have no chance in getting, jobs that didn't seem right for me, and a lot of jobs that I didn't know what they were, so I didn't bother looking into it. And also, like, the signs that they had didn't make sense. And mainly a lot of, like, military veteran service, like Army jobs and stuff, Marines, a lot of that. So I didn't bother looking into those. But came back home I am eating cheesy spaghetti and meatballs, which is literally leftover spaghetti and meatballs that I heated up, threw some butter in there to make it more like spaghetti like it was before. Heated that up to melt the butter. Threw a couple cheese slices on top and heated it up, mixed it all together. Don't at me until you try it, because it's banging. Anywho, to start off the real topic of this video, I want to do a little word association. Don't say, say the first thing that comes to your mind when I say this first sentence, or this phrase. I'm gonna say it in just a moment, so get your mind ready. Don't say it until I'm completely done. And I'm gonna say the phrase, and then do that so that you know that I'm done, okay? Ready? Spider-Man weapon. If the first thing that came to your mind when I said that Spider-Man weapon, the first thing that came to your mind was web shooters, you'd be right. Spider-Man pretty much has no other weapons besides that he has used in the comics, at least. And that's what a lot of other people would think as well. But I was working out in the garage yesterday, and I had a thought. Spider-Man, with his web shooters, can do a lot. His web shooters can do a lot. They have done a lot. From the stuff we've seen as of late, taser webs, ricochet webs, web bombs, web lines to be in between two walls so you can stand on one web line, which was actually something that was a Batman thing before a Spider-Man thing, in video games at least. But those are the main things that we think of in today's aspects when it comes to Spider-Man's web shooters. But he's done a lot more than that. He has had web parachutes, web hammers, web wings. We've seen the web wings as of late also, but web wings. Bags, backpacks. I already said parachutes. There's a lot more that he has done with web shooters and the actual web itself. Which got me to thinking, why is it that he only has web shooters as his main weapon? I get that he created them, they do a lot. He created them in his basement or something. They do a lot more than a lot of today's tech can do. And I get they are one of the most iconic superhero weapons in the Marvel Universe. When you hear superhero weapon in Marvel, some people think Iron Man armor, Captain America shield, Thor hammer, and then Spider-Man web shooters is somewhere in there. But why is it that we've never seen him with another weapon specifically for him? And I was thinking about this. And essentially, all that his webs are is some of the strongest rope on the planet. That thing can hold up immense amount of weight. It can withstand a ton of pressure. It's incredible how strong in tensile strength it is. So I've heard. Also, so I've heard we've been able to recreate something similar, but we're looking into making it bulletproof clothes or something. I get the cause and the need for that. But making web shooters sounds so much cooler. But when you think of it like that, all the web fluid that Spider-Man has really is, it's just rope, extremely high tensile strength rope, that has the ability to be however long you want it to be, as long as you have enough web fluid, and it can be shot out like that in immensely powerful bursts that feel like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this is comic accurate, but I saw somewhere that it's apparently the power of an AK-47, which is crazy. So imagine like a web ball this size coming towards your chest, hitting you with the force of an AK-47. I'm pretty sure that can cause a lot of damage. I might be wrong. That's just what I heard in a video somewhere a long time ago. But super strong. With the amount of high velocity that a web ball travels to hit someone or stop them from grabbing something, to push their hand to a wall like that. It's incredible that a teenager was able to build that. I understand how that is his most popular weapon. But if it can do almost anything, why not use it for an actual real life weapon? And immediately, the first one I thought of, well, actually, sorry. I know I'm teasing y'all with the reveal of what I'm thinking. I thought immediately, Spider-Man should know how to use rope a lot better than that. He should know how to tie insane amount of knots at super high speeds, because he's got the strongest rope essentially in the world. He should be able to know how to use it for more than just swinging through the city, grabbing things that are falling, and pulling things towards him. There should be a lot more, and like throwing things. There should be a lot more use for rope like that. We have seen him make an actual spider web to act as a net to catch things or for him to lay down on. We have seen web lines in movies and stuff where he's just hanging on one strand of web that's between two buildings. We've also seen that in games. We've seen it where he can slingshot himself. We've seen it where he can swing from building to building. We've seen all that. But there's a lot more uses for rope than people think. So he should know how to use rope in a better way. Not in a better way, he should know how to use rope in more ways than just what he's used to. I feel like, because it can be insanely like useful in a survival situation if he knows how to use a rope properly. And in regards to survival, self-defense, weapons. Horrible way to segue that. Yes. Why not give Spider-Man a rope dart? There's a person on TikTok who I have seen a lot use a weapon or a tool called a rope dart. More popularly seen in Mortal Kombat with Scorpion. Get over here! It's a spear, or like a kunai spear, with rope attached. Rope tied around it so he can throw it, stick it into people, stab, pull it back, and it somehow forces the person to get over here. That's like some of the earliest uses I've seen of it. I'm positive there's absolutely more, but it was made popular from Mortal Kombat Scorpion. But a rope dart is a lot more than just that, more than just a throwable rope spear that can pull people towards you. Depending on the attachment that you have, like, it can be the spear, it can be just a straight up metal ball, it can be anything that is heavily weighted enough to the point where you can pick it up and swing it around and chuck at people and it'll hurt. And just hearing this, like it's a rope dart, immediately my first thought was, isn't that just a web? Technically, yes. And we've also seen it similar to where Spider-Man will grab something with a web and then swing it around, throw it at people. He's done that before. But I feel like he should be able to do that better and for longer. He should have, like, if he can't find anything within the room around him or the area around him, the area surrounding him, the area that found him, if he can't find anything near him that he can web, pick up, bring to him, spool out some more web line, and then just start waving it around, and then chuck it at people, bring it back, because he's still got the rope. And I get, the webs are sticky, it's gonna get everywhere, he's gonna tangle himself up, he's gonna make it hard to get around the room. When have we seen that happen? And Tobey Maguire, the first Spider-Man movie, live action, he wasn't caught in his own web. Yeah, it is sticky, but I doubt the web can stick to itself that well. I doubt it's like saran or cling wrap, where it's like you stick it to itself, then it like molds together and it's almost impossible to find the edges, so you have to like cut it. I doubt it's like that. But we don't know that for sure until that comes to real life. But yeah, I feel like that has a lot more uses than that's a lot more useful than just pew 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 pew. Just shooting people with webs. Yeah, it's gonna knock them back. They're gonna get back up because they're filled. Realistically, in a fight between the average criminal and Spider-Man, it's always gonna end bad for the criminal. But like, you're already at that point. Random scenario. It's a B&E, breaking and entering. You and a couple of your friends are like, man, I know the spot, and they got a bunch of expensive ass jewelry. Got a bunch of expensive ass stuff in their house. We can yoink it easily. So you and your buds set up this heist. Everything's perfect. You go on the day it's scheduled. Everything goes pretty much according to plan. Right as you're about to bust open the door, you hear someone jump down. Hey fellas, forget your keys. You turn around, red and blue. Oh my god, it's Captain America. And then someone talks about, no, you idiot, it's the webhead. Blast them. And then at that point, you're immediately ready for a fight. And your body knows that. So your body is like, oh shit, we're doing this. And then it's gonna kick the adrenaline into high gear. And if a mother can lift up a car to get her child who was stuck under that car, if a mother can lift that up with that much adrenaline in her body, then imagine what a dude who is scared, angry, desperate for money and does it with a purpose. He is filled with as much or more adrenaline they have ever had probably in their life. I hope I'm saying this well. I didn't plan this out. This was kind of a one-take thing. But anyways, you're going to be hitting the chest with a web ball. Ugh, that hurt. Then keep running at him, because it's not going to do anything to you. You're already filled with adrenaline. Adrenaline also takes away a lot of that pain factor that you feel, because your heart rate is elevated through the roof. You're pumped up. You're not going to pay attention to the wound that you've just taken. You're just going to keep rushing forward and get the jewels after you crush the web head. Obviously, it's not going to go well for you, considering Spider-Man can punch a normal person's jaw clean off when he's not holding back. And if you haven't seen Spider-Man in a while, hypothetical, if you're that same criminal just got out of jail and people are saying, man, I haven't seen Spider-Man in a while, he must be dead or something, some bullcrap, then you and your buddies are going like, hey, we heard Spider-Man's gone, he's dead, we're gonna hit up the biggest bank in New York, the Avengers are off in space, so the Fantastics, the X-Men are off in Genova, Volcano Land. We got New York to ourselves. Let's hit the biggest heist we've ever done. So you and a group of 5 friends plan out the heist of the nearby bank, because that's the biggest bank that you know. Clearly, you're dumb if you're in the Spider-Man universe. Everything's set up perfect. Suddenly, you hear, hey fellas, forget your PIN number for the ATM? Drat, it's the Spider. I thought he was dead. Never mind that. Blast him. And then he suddenly pulls out a fucking giant baseball-sized metal spherical ball. Throws some web on it all over. So it's padded, but on the inside is a hard metal spherical interior. And he shoots out a bunch more and then starts fucking swinging it around. You're all like, what the hell's he doing? I've never seen that. And then just you see that big ass web ball coming towards your head. You're done. You're gonna wake up in the hospital. You're out. Just saying. I feel like Spider-Man with a rope dart would be a lot more effective than Spider-Man with just webs to in a good way. And to have that be possible is through something that we've already explored in the comics before. I've said it before on this channel, I have not read the comics. But there was a time when Spider-Man lost his spider sense. And he came across the martial arts fighter Shang-Chi. And Shang-Chi offered to teach Spider-Man Kung Fu, or a combination of Spider-Man's fighting ability and Kung Fu combined to make Spider-Fu, which was awesome, because now we see Spider-Man doing Kung Fu moves without spider sense, still taking hits, but he's a lot more effective. And eventually he does get back his spider sense. So he's got spider sense, Spider-Fu, and he's like better than he's ever been. And since he's already teamed up with Shang-Chi, learned all this interesting techniques, I feel like it wouldn't be that far-fetched to either have him do it again or say that he learned it with Shang-Chi as like a retcon type thing. I don't know. But I just feel like that would be a cooler alternative weapon if Spider-Man ever needed one. Just a random thought. Something I want to see explored more upon is Spider-Man having more gadgets. Because that was a big thing in the comics. He had a lot of gadgets. He had spider trackers. He had a GPS. He had like a lot of stuff. And he had a belt. And that was explored upon in Homecoming, the Spider-Man movie. Where he had like his web cartridges built into the belt that he could just... but he also had a lot of stuff in his web shooters. He had a drone on his chest. Like it was a super high-tech advanced suit. So we kind of get more gadgets in that aspect. But we haven't really seen... I don't think we've ever seen it really in the Tobey Maguire movies or the Andrew Garfield movies. I might be wrong, but that's just kind of what I've seen. We saw it in Spider-Man, the animated series from the 90s. We saw it some, I think, in the Spider-Man show Spectacular and Ultimate. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we've seen them there. But yeah, that's something we haven't seen a bunch of recently. In the games, absolutely. He's got a lot more gadgets. Mainly web-related ones. But, like, I feel like it would just be cool to see small stuff like that again. And I feel like it would be not too far-fetched or not too bad, not too deviant from the original source material to give him another weapon. Or at least, like, have the ability, have, like, the materials to make the weapon, his secondary weapon that he uses, just as often as his primary weapon, the web shooters. My example, like the random metal baseball that he can just web together, put some web padding on it, swing it around, bonk people in the head, they're immediately in the ER. You know? We've seen it a lot in comics and stuff. We should bring it back. Thoughts? Leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna finish my spaghetti. Yeah, not much else to say. I just had this random thought. Wanted to... Also, new phone, finally. If you can tell by the quality, probably not. But we're on a new phone. We're back. So... yeah, that'll be it.